How's it going, guys? I hope you guys have had a great week. So it's that time of the month, guys. It's time to do a top 5 game releases for June. Sorry, this one is a little bit delayed. Obviously June has been absolutely insane just with E3. So I was doing a lot of videos prior to E3, a lot of videos post E3. So finally got to sit down and do this video today. So these are obviously the top 5 game releases coming out, or that came out in June 2019. A little disclaimer. These are not all the games coming out in June. These are just 5 of the top 5 games that I think look the most interesting. So let's get started. So starting us off, number 1 is Cadence of Hyrule. This came out on the 13th of June and is available on the Nintendo Switch and PC. It's an indie rhythm roguelike game developed by Brace Yourself Games. That's the team behind Crypt of the Necrodancer, and this game is effectively a spin-off crossover title with the Legend of Zelda. It looks really, really good. I'm a massive fan of the music in Legend of Zelda. I think it's really beautiful. Really love Crypt of the Necrodancer. I got to see one of my friends play it and it looked incredibly fun. You actually get to play as either Link or Zelda throughout the game, and as you progress through the game you will also unlock Cadence, who is the main protagonist in Crypt of the Necrodancer. So players will play through the game. They'll come across familiar settings, characters and music from the Legend of Zelda series. Some of the settings include like Hyrule Castle, Death Mountain. You can even play the game either solo or cooperatively with a friend, and the aim of the game is to move through the world and attack enemies in rhythm to the music. So there's a little rhythm bar at the bottom and you have to time your moves. Enemies have their own rhythm as well, which you have to work out. Really, really fun. It's a really good game, and yeah, it's definitely one that I'm most definitely going to pick up at some point. The second game coming out in June is My Friend Pedro. This came out on the 20th of June and is available exclusively on the Nintendo Switch. It is a shoot 'em up game developed by Dead Toast Entertainment and published by Devolver Digital, and it looks incredibly fun. Players use a mix of split aiming and slow motion techniques to kill enemies in over the top and awesome ways. You can jump off of walls, you can do backflips in mid-air, you can bounce bullets off of frying pans, you can kick severed heads at enemies to kill them, and effectively players are awarded bonus points based on the kills that they do. So the extra special the kill, the more bonus points you get. It just looks fun. The gameplay looks fun. It looks over the top, and it just looks really, really amusing, and I love this style, and it's definitely a game I'm going to be playing. I've actually purchased it on the Nintendo Switch, so I will be playing and showcasing that at some point. The third game, which came out in June, was Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. This came out on the 21st of June. It is available on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Of course, it's developed by Beanox and published by Activision. This is basically a remake of the original Crash Team Racing kart game, which came out back in 1995. It will also apparently include content from Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Tag Team Racing as well. And of course it's going to be featuring familiar and well-loved Crash Bandicoot characters from the series. The aim of the game, obviously it's a kart racing game, so players navigate through tracks and they have to avoid obstacles in the world. There are many multiple modes in this game, so there's quick races, Grand Prix circuits, there's also an adventure mode as well, kind of like a story mode, I guess, where you can play through different areas, and this will allow you to unlock areas, unlock characters, and also boss battles within the adventure mode as well, which sounds incredibly fun. There are actually 31 tracks available for you to race, and also for the first time we also have kart customization. This is familiar to people obviously that have played the Mario Kart series. Kart customization is quite a large part of that game, and it's great for them to see that introduced in Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. So there are actually 26 playable racers. You can of course play it solo, you can play it local multiplayer and also online multiplayer as well, and the game is going to be supported with post-launch free content which will be coming, which will be adding additional characters, probably additional tracks as well. And so yeah, this game's going to be supported for quite a way in the future. But it looks really, really fun, and I really love Mario Mario Kart. I never got to play Crash Team Racing when I was a kid growing up, so I'm kind of interested to check it out and see, but it looks really, really fun. The fourth game coming out is Judgement, which came out on June the 25th, and it is a PS4 exclusive. This is an action-adventure game developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio and, of course, published by Sega. It is a spin-off of the Yakuza series. So Ryuga Gotoku Studio, or otherwise known as RGG Studio, are most famous for the Yakuza series, and this is a spin-off. It is set in the Yakuza world of Kamurocho in Tokyo, and it is a legal thriller. Players follow private detective Takayuki Yagami as he investigates a serial murder case. The gameplay is very similar to Yakuza 0 in terms of the combat, so it's got a similar fighting style where players can actually change between two different fighting styles, Crane style and Tiger style. Crane style is geared more towards sort of groups of enemies, area of attack moves, that kind of thing, and Tiger style obviously is more for your one-on-one individual fights. You also have environmental attacks and special attack gauges as well, where you can do like over-the-top moves, which you could do in the Yakuza series. So combat seems very, very similar. The location, of course, is very similar. There are some differences though, with this being a detective kind of thriller. There is investigative mode, so players actually have to find clues in order to track down the criminals. So they'll be looking for clues in different areas and exploring crime scenes and areas, tailing targets, chasing down targets. There's even a drone that you can use to observe and record for evidence gathering and that kind of thing. And what I like to see is that you can actually play the game in both English and Japanese, so it supports both in terms of the spoken soundtrack. But Judgement, I bought it actually yesterday and I have started playing it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I've played about 45 minutes worth of it, not very much, but already I'm enjoying it. And I am a big fan of the Yakuza series, and the characters look really interesting at the moment, and the story sounds really interesting as well. So I do love like thriller, murder mystery kind of games, so that should be really awesome. The fifth game coming out is Super Mario Maker 2. This is actually coming out tomorrow on the 28th of June, and of course it's a Nintendo Switch exclusive. It is the sequel to Super Mario Maker. The gameplay is largely the same. Players create their own custom courses using assets from various games across the Mario franchise, and they can share these online and play through levels that have been created by other players online too. But Mario Maker 2 is introducing some new features and some new assets. So for the first time, Super Mario 3D World will be introduced, so different playable characters, different moves and abilities, different assets from that game are going to be finally available in Super Mario Maker 2. And it also introduces local and online co-op crafting and making, where two players can actually create stages together, and then you can actually play online or locally with up to 4-player co-op, where you can play through courses together. So you can either cooperate and play them cooperatively, or you can also play competitively as well to see who will get through the level the quickest. There is also a new single player mode. There's going to be a single player campaign for the first time in Mario Maker, which is called Story Mode, and this basically follows Mario, who is helping to rebuild Princess Peach's castle. Players have to play through 100 Nintendo created courses in order to collect coins, and these coins will be spent to rebuild the castle. So I know that Dante is massively interested in Super Mario Maker 2. He has purchased this game and he will be getting it and playing it, and he really enjoyed the first game. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Mario franchise, if you enjoyed the first game, then it seems like they're just building on it and making it even bigger and better and introducing more features than ever before. And I really like the idea of cooperatively building levels and also playing through levels cooperatively as well. That should be really awesome. Finally, of course, I want to mention an honourable mention. So there is one game coming out, didn't make my top 5, but it looks really interesting, and it's called The Sinking City. It actually came out today on the 27th of June. It's available on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, and will be coming to the Nintendo Switch later on this year. So what is Sinking City? Well, it's an action-adventure mystery horror game developed by Frog Frogwares and published by Big Ben Interactive. It's inspired heavily by the works of horror author H.P. Lovecraft, and it's set in the fictional city of Oakmont in Massachusetts during the 1920s. The basic premise of the story, it follows a private investigator and war veteran by the name of Charles W. Reed as he searches for clues. He suffers from terrifying visions which plague him, and he's traveling to Oakmont to try to get to the bottom of these visions and also to investigate a mystery surrounding the city which has been the victim of flooding, and to find out why the city is flooding, the different supernatural elements, what's going on. Oakmont apparently is going to be sort of open world where you can explore, and there are up to 7 districts that you can explore. You can use a boat to traverse the flooded streets, and apparently you can also swim in the game. However, the water is infested, so this will fatally damage the player's health and sanity. But as the game progresses and as you explore through Oakmont and the supernatural forces, your sanity will gradually reduce over time, and as you do certain actions it will significantly reduce, and this will cause you to have hallucinations and to sort of affect your player's health and mental state. And it just sounds really, really interesting. It looks really cool, really creepy, and yeah, it's definitely an interesting concept, and that's why it is my honourable mention for the month. So there you have it. There are the top 5 games that came out or are coming out in June 2019. Let me know what games you guys are interested in. If you've purchased any of these titles, let me know in the comment section below how you're actually enjoying them. I will of course be back again with my top 5 games coming out in July. That one's going to be up in probably a couple of days because I want to get it up at the beginning of the month. But hope you guys found this information interesting and informative. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye guys.